Deadly Tarantula Girl, coming to you from the, well, technically it's the spring N.A.R.B.C, although it's in April. We're in Arlington, and I'm here at the beautiful, amazing ZooMed booth with the gentlemen of ZooMed, including the handsome Ryan here. So this is the guy right here. Look, everybody look at that face. Look at that face. That's Ryan. Go ahead, drink it in. Let's just, 3 seconds, just drink it. Yes, the beauty, the majesty of Ryan Westbrook. All right, so tell us about some stuff you've got going right now.
All right, something very cool that ZooMed just developed. It just launched. You'll start seeing it on shelves any day in your local pet stores, is our new environmental controller. I can pick it up and show it to you guys. This is a product that will make reptile and exotic pet keeping a lot easier. Basically, this one's not set up 100%, but what it is it's something that it gives you the ability to control heat, humidity. It gives you an option to control cooling, and then it also has a few built-in timers.
Wow.
So it's something that it's basically something you can set up and kind of get everything dialed in and take care of your pet exactly how you need to do it.
Very nice. So what would you say sets this product apart from what's been sold in the past? So obviously it looks to me like it's an all-in-one.
It's all-in-one. So one thing that makes this a lot different is its ability to control humidity. I think the product that we had before, the Hydrotherm, it was something that we had with an on-off thermostat. This one incorporates 2 different thermostats and something that you can control humidity with. So this one has an on-off thermostat that you can set to control a device to turn it on and off, obviously. And then the proportional thermostat is basically a dimmable heating source. With the on-off one, also, you have the ability to set it opposite to where it's cooling the enclosure.
Wow.
And something that we launched also is right over there, the reptile cooler.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that.
This is a little evaporative cooler. Let's see. So what this is it's basically a cooler that has a filter. When it's wet, it blows water over the evaporative filter, and it would cool your enclosure. So the way that this is designed, it's got a couple different legs, and what it does is you're able to set it on top of an enclosure. Any of our naturalistic terrariums, the legs sit out far enough so that it won't bow your screen or bend it, and it blows cool air in. So with that new environmental controller and the reptile cooler, you would be able to set it up to basically maintain the exact environment that your animal came from.
Wow. So what species would you say this would be most highly beneficial for? Because not a lot of animals are super sensitive to humidity and things like that. So I'm thinking like green tree pythons.
Exactly, green tree pythons. There's a bunch of different geckos that would really benefit from having the ability. Dart frogs especially. I know that in the office, one of the first things that this got tested on was the abronia that they have there. So that's a lizard that really needs to be kept a little cooler.
Right.
So there's something that this is a necessity, and I don't think there's any other coolers out on the market right now. So this is one of the first ones available that works really well with our enclosures.
That's amazing. I don't know that I've seen this specific dome light before.
The double dome?
Yeah.
So this is an older product. So this is a great, something that you would be able to use with the environmental controller as well. The double dome gives you the ability to put 2 different lights in there. What you can do on the one side of the environmental controller, it has on-off, so a day-night timers. So with the 2 bulbs over the enclosure, say you have a bearded dragon, it gets really cold where you live. It's a young bearded dragon that needs to be heated at night. So instead of having visual light and you did some form of heat emitter, you would be able to have the visual light bulb in one side of the double dome and then the heat emitter in the other side. And the timers would swap them so that one turns off when the other turns on.
Wow.
And that would be if you weren't using it with the thermostat already, which would maintain the heat by itself.
So obviously this is like a whole naturalistic setup, but I'm thinking how key this would be for any type of bioactive, really.
Exactly. Yeah, so this would be ideal for keeping stuff like that, the all-in-one enclosure, right? Where everything's in there cleaning up after your mess.
Exactly. So that reminds me, I recently got on your website and I saw that Paludarium. I'm so sad there's not one here today, but I totally get it. Just tell us a little bit about it.
So the Paludariums are a really neat product also. It kind of brings the reptile hobby and the fish hobby together. So there's a lot of really neat animals that you're able to keep together and it's kind of it's just fusing those hobbies essentially. So depending on which size, which there's 3 of,
right.
you can either have the smaller Paludarium, which is a 4-gallon base, all the way up to the bigger Paludarium, which is like a 25-gallon base.
Right.
And you would be able to keep fish in the bottom, any sort of amphibian or aquatic amphibian,
right.
and then different reptiles in the top. So different geckos, different snakes, and it just it makes it so the possibilities are endless. And then even this could branch out into like the plant hobby. So having like orchids and bromeliads and different stuff like that. So it's trying to promote building a really naturalistic environment for your pet.
And if you have an established bioactive tank, so I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, that sounds like hell to clean, but really they're kind of self-cleaning.
Yeah, They depending on what you have in there, the bugs, the animals, the reptiles,
isopods.
they're gonna take care of a lot of the waste that your animal's producing in there. The sky's the limit. You can kind of go as detailed and in-depth as you want, so that you don't really have to do a whole lot at all.
Well, and I could easily see somebody that's newer to the hobby or doesn't have a huge collection, a setup like this being absolutely just like a really cool display piece in their home, where the people who say things like, oh, if you have snakes, I'm never coming to your house, if they saw something like this, I mean, how could they not fall in love?
Exactly.
It's really cool.
I think that's a great thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. This is Ryan from ZooMed, and we will link their website below. Definitely be looking for ZooMed in your local stores and all their new stuff. Hope you guys like this one. We'll link their information in the comment box, and we'll see you guys next time.